Once again, I welcome you all for the second session on the soil formation. In the first session, we have discussed about the process of soil formation. Now, let me understand what exactly are the factors affecting the soil formation. Now, very importantly, as we have seen that the entire process was happened in variety of the time periods and variety of the regions which has developed the different kinds of soils, because you all are aware that region wise we can see different soil types in our India. India is known for diversity, and that diversity is not only the diversity of the people, that is the diversity of the organisms, that is the diversity of plants, animals, and at the same time India is very well known throughout the globe for its diversity in the soil types. Now, why these soil types are different in different areas? Because of the different factors affecting the soil formation are developing the different kinds of soils. We have variety of the conditions throughout the Indian continent. Now, as far as the Indian scenario is concerned, we have variety of conditions right from the top of the nation, that is Himalayan range, to the southern part of the nation. We have different climatic conditions, and those climatic conditions were affecting the soil type formation. Even in the same state as we are in the Maharashtra, in Maharashtra itself we have that variety of the soil types. We have the red soil, we have the black soil, we have the white soil. So these are the soil types which are made just because of the impact of different factors which regulated the soil formation process. Now, what are the different factors regulating the soil formation process? The first and foremost important factor is the time in which the soil was formed. Now, this particular soil type which we are enjoying today, that soil was approximately formed 10,000 years back, and it's the normal process in which the soil will take its final shape, and that will take the thousands of years. Now, as far as this time is concerned, that time is relevant to the particular area, because if you see the life of the soil and count the years, you will find that whatever was the soil formed in the previous period, that was having the different kind of composition, and whatever was the soil formed recently, that is having the different composition. So what exactly is the period in which that soil is formed, that will decide the type of soil and its composition. So as far as this soil formation is concerned, very importantly, that soil is affected, soil formation, the process of pedogenesis is affected with the very important material which is supposed to be the parent material for the soil formation. Now, this parent material is nothing but the rock, and that rocks were generated from the similar kind of material, but it has exposed to the different conditions. They were the climatic conditions, and that has determined the mineralogical contents of the soil, because those rocks were having the special contents, and that contents were specific for the specific region. We are aware that different areas throughout the India will have different composition of the nutrients, and that different composition of nutrients were started from the parent material. So that rock itself, the parent material, the rock itself was having the different contents, and accordingly that has managed the nutrient contents of the soil which is synthesized. Now, the additional contribution to this is from the biological entities. So the biological entities are also one of the factors affecting the soil formation, because whatever where the organisms shared that particular area and completed their life cycle and devoted their entire life and submitted their contents to the soil, that has developed the different types of nutrition and nutrients, and because of that there was the different type of soil. So that organisms itself are one of the factors contributing for the soil formation, because that deposition will add the layer above layer. Third one and very important factor, that is the climate. The climatic conditions, prevailing climatic conditions have monitored the soil formation process, because see, when there is the rainfall, in that rainfall there will be complete flow of the soil particles from one area to the other area. So when it is raining, and that raining will take away the entire materials which were deposited, that will clear landmass at one point and it will deposit the contents at the other point. So here it will be different condition, and at the other side it will be different conditions. So here it will be the separate process of soil formation, and this point of time or this particular region will follow the different trend, and ultimately both of the regions will develop the different soil type. So the climatic conditions, similarly, when it will be the completion of the rainy season, then both the areas, here it was the area from where the soil particles have gone with the rainfall, rainwater or flowing water, and deposited in this particular area. Now after the rainy season, there will be commencement of the winter season. So in that winter season, this is the period for the survival and growth of the organisms, and that particular area, here it will be the different life and here it will be the different life. So here it will be the unicellular organisms which will start the life on the rock surface, whereas this is the area where the particles, smooth particles have drained off, and this is the area where the next level of organisms, that may be the algae, that may be the bryophyte, that may be the pteridophytes, that will start life over here. So ultimately this climatic condition will be deciding what exactly will be the way in which soil formation will be taken place. So these climatic conditions will be the very important factor to control the soil formation. Third and very important again, that is the topography. What exactly is the topography? Topography is the configuration of the land surface, and that configuration will be in relation to the particular natural way of its surface development, and at the same time human beings are also contributing in development of the topography, because we are changing the topography of the regions due to the urbanization, due to the roads construction, due to the industrial development. We have changed the complete topography of the area, and that changed topography has resulted into the formation of the different types of soils. Say for example, if we visit the any particular hilly region, in that hilly region the soil type will be different, and that soil type is because of the specific topography of the region. Whereas in the tropical area or in the plain surface, whatever will be the soil type, that soil type will be different. Therefore, why is it happening? Because the rainwater and the flow of water will decide the type of soil at different places. At the same time, the blockages, if it is the hill and that hill is having creating a blockage for flow of the water along with the soil, so that will block the particular water flow, and eventually that will block the flow of material. So that will develop the different type of soil. Similarly, in the plain area there will be no possibility of shifting the particles, so that will develop in different way. So this topography will be contributing in the development of the particular soil type. And last one, which was earlier discussed, that are the organisms, because which organisms have completed their life on that particular area, that will decide what will be the next level of soil formation. So eventually we can say that time, parent material, that are the rocks, climatic conditions, topographic conditions, and the organisms, these are the 5 important factors affecting the soil formation. Now this soil which is formed, that will be with the different composition. Composition means this will be the composition in the form of its physical structure as well as the chemical structure and the biological structure. So the composition of the soil will be very important, because that composition will decide what kind of organisms can survive there and what will be the fate of that particular region. In general, whenever we are seeing the composition of the soil, 45% of the soil will be composed of the mineral particles. And these mineral particles are mainly the broken pieces of the rock. This means that these mineral particles, that are the 45% of the mineral particles that are originated from the cracking, weathering of the rock in that particular area. Then next important one is the organic matter, that will be contributing the 5% of the entire composition. This 5% of the organic matter is definitely coming from the dead and decayed material of the organisms. Those organisms which have completed their lifespan in the region, they will be died, and that died organisms and their bodies and their entire organic content will be deposited into that particular soil. So that contents are again the organic contents and nutrient contents that will be addition of the 5% of the material, and remaining thing will be the water, and that water will be contributing 25% of the entire composition. You can see that very significant amount of water is there in the soil composition. 25% of the water is there in the entire soil composition. And very importantly, you will be surprised to see that in the composition of soil itself, 25% of the composition of the soil is of air. Because we used to say that soil can breathe, soil can live. We are from the nation where we consider this life giving material as the living one. We consider this soil as the mother. We consider this soil as the living material. We worship this soil as the mother, because this is the soil which gives birth to the organisms. In the real sense, it is not the birth, but the nurturing process will be done by this soil. So as far as the composition is concerned, let me revise again that there will be 45% of the minerals which are originated from the rocks, 5% of the organic material which is coming from the living organisms, 25% of the water, and 25% will be of the air. So this 100% composition will have mainly the minerals and the organic content, that is the 50% of the entire composition. So this composition will decide what sort of soil type will be there. So there are different soil types in the different areas of our nation. You will see that soil types are deciding the flora and fauna of that particular region, and eventually that will decide what exactly is the climatic condition of that area, because the soil type will decide the flora and fauna. That flora and fauna will regulate the seasons. That seasons regulation will lead to the formation of a specific climatic condition in any area, and that will regulate the survival of every organism. So overall, we can say that the soil formation process is leading to the formation of a specific composition of the soil, and that soil composition will lead to the formation of the specific flora and fauna. So in the next session, we will see the different profiles of the soil, how the soil profile will be established. Thank you very much.